Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a requested video that no one has let me forget. I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my dip powder nails with tips at home. So I always start by sizing out the tips that I use for each of my nails and laying them out as you see here. If you are between sizes, you want to go with the slightly bigger size and then use the file that you see here to file down the side so that it fits a little bit better. And I always use either this file that you see or a buffing block just to kind of rough up the surface of my nails in order to prepare them to hold onto the dip powder better. Here's the buffing block, and I'll always use the number 1 side. I just got it at Walmart. Everything that I can link will be linked down below. Now I'm going to go in with a pH bonder. This is by Gelish. And I also have one by Kiara Sky, which is the dip powder set that I bought, and I will have the set linked down below. But either one works the exact same way. They just kind of dehydrate your nail, which again helps the dip powder to adhere to the nail better. So I just run that over each of my nails, and then I will go in with my Kiss nail glue. I was about to say lash glue. We'll go in with my Kiss nail glue, and then I will apply each of the tips to the tops of my nails. You don't want to go too far down on your nail. I tend to keep them pretty close to the tops. Once I have applied the tip to my nail, I will take this, it's like a tip clipper that they use at the actual nail salons, and I will take off a bunch of the length. This just makes it easier as I'm applying the rest of the nails if I go and take off the excess length at the start, and we'll file it down way more than this later. It's just easier if you file it down after you have the dip powder on, but you obviously don't want to apply the dip powder to the whole length of the tip that you're not even going to use. So we just trim off some of the length, and then we'll get our shape down later. When you are gluing the tips onto your nails, you want to make sure and press it downwards almost towards the end of your nail, and you'll be able to see the glue cover the surface of your nail and see the tip adhere. You just want to make sure that there are no air bubbles and that your entire nail is glued to the tip. That will prevent lifting later. Now that I have the tips glued on, I am just filing off some more of the length. I'm getting them pretty short. I like my nails really short, but my natural nails right now are just actual trash, so I still need to use tips for my really short nails, but I am filing down the length. You can make this whatever length and shape you want at this point. Now what I am doing here is I am roughing up the tip with the nail file that I used before to rough up my own natural nail. You want to rough up the tip now that it's glued to your nail so that the dip powder can adhere to it. So I'm just doing that on all of my nails, and then we will get into the Kiara Sky dip set, and again the set will be linked down below in my description box. The last step that I do before I get started on the Kiara Sky dip set is I use some rubbing alcohol on a paper towel, and I just go over all of my nails one more time to get rid of any fuzz or anything like that to prepare for the dip powder. The Kiara Sky comes with a few different colors of powder as well as each of your liquid brush-on coats that you need. So I'm starting with the base, which is basically like super glue, and I only paint about halfway down my nail, and then I dip it at a 45-degree angle into the powder that I'm using. Right now I'm using the dark pink color. It doesn't really matter what color you use as far as my tutorial goes, because we are just going to be topping it with a gel nail polish afterwards, so the color is kind of irrelevant. If you were using just the dip powder color, which you can do, and then you can just top it with a glossy top coat, then you would obviously choose your color wisely, but we're just gonna top it with a gel nail polish. So I will go over all of my nails, going about halfway down the nail, dipping it in, and then I go in with a makeup brush and I brush off all the excess powder after I've gone over all of my nails. And after I've done this, I go back in with the base brush on super glue stuff, and I do 2 more coats in between each one, brushing off the excess powder with the makeup brush. And on the last coat, you get as close as you can to the cuticle without actually brushing the base onto your cuticle, because if you get any onto your skin, it causes lifting and then your nails don't last as long. So that is my little trick for you. Just don't get it on your skin, get as close as you can, and then you brush it off one more time, and then we will move on to the next step. After the last coat, this is what your nails look like. They're butt ugly, I know, but I promise it gets better once we shape them. Then I go in with the Seal and Protect liquid and brush that all over. It dries really quickly, so it doesn't matter if you're messy with this or not. This liquid begins to cure the nail, and then it allows you to be able to file it without it being that gummy, liquidy texture. You're going to want to let that cure for about 3 minutes, and then this is where my e-file comes in, and this kind of helps you to buff down the thickness of your nail. So I will use that a little bit. I kind of prefer my hand file that I showed you guys earlier. I feel like I have a little bit more control with it. I think I just need some more practice with the e-file, but I basically use the e-file to get the thickness down so that they don't look crazy, and then I use my hand file more for shape and getting it more smooth on the top. So I'll show you guys that. After I have finished filing it, I go back with the Seal and Protect liquid and I do another coat of that over my nails, and then I let that cure for another 3 minutes. And then I go back over it with my hand file just to rough up the surface so that our gel nail polish adheres to the dip powder, and then we're ready to go into nail polish. So I will go and wash my hands to get rid of any excess nail powder, and I will rub them down with alcohol one more time, and then I will pull out my gel nail polish light, and I have an OPI light that I use, and I always cure for 60 seconds. I also use the OPI base and top coat currently, so right now I'm just using those. I think I will buy the gelish after I've used these up. So I start with the base coat and I just paint that over all of my nails. I always work one hand at a time. I find that works best for me. And again, making sure not to get any on my cuticles. And then I cure that for 60 seconds. And then I go into my first coat of my color nail polish. And today I'm using OPI's You've Got That Glass Glow. I will have a link down below. And then I will cure that for 60 seconds. And then I do a second coat of that and cure for 60 seconds. And usually with OPI nail polishes, I only need 2 coats, sometimes 3. And then I go in with my top coat, again making sure that I don't get any on the cuticle, cure it for 60 seconds, and then I wipe it down with some rubbing alcohol, and then I am done. I am by no means a professional at doing my nails at home, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It took me a lot of practice to get this, and I'm still not great, but I hope that this was somewhat helpful for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed. I will talk to you very soon. Bye, you guys.